It's finally real. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 was announced at Dragon Ball Battle Hour 2026, and in this reveal we actually see many new things about the setting that actually tease what we can expect in the full game, such as character customization. Hello everyone, it's me again, Steve OJ here, and if you've always been a real believer of Age 1000 being Xenoverse 3, then let me know in the comment section down below. And if you've not been a believer, then you have to just say sorry to everyone who you said it wasn't Xenoverse 3 to. That's all you have to do, okay? In this video, I want to quickly go over some things with Xenoverse 3's trailer animation that kind of just really tells us a lot about how character customization is going to go in Age 1000. So I'm going to start with Brett of a partner character because he's right there, and if you could see Brett, then that gives you a good idea already of what kind of costumes and clothes we'll get in this game. So without further ado, let's start with Brett. Now, you can actually see that Brett is wearing a Crane School kind of outfit. I mentioned this in my partner customization video already. It's not something you see in DBZ or Dragon Ball Super. I want to remind you again, Xenoverse 1 and 2 did base its outfits off of what was going on at the time. A good example is Xenoverse 1 had like loads of baggy clothing and other like armored kind of styles. And Xenoverse 2 had tons of tracksuits because the Dragon Ball Super art style was... But now we're in the far future where everyone's art style is just kind of like way different because obviously it's based on Dragon Ball Online, Super Dragon Ball Heroes, etc, right? So the outfits you actually notice, they do look kind of crazy. A good example is even a demon lady on the billboard and the other pompadour with the Saiyan hair guy. Like, they all have crazy outfits because that's not stuff that characters are wearing in Z and Super. That's stuff that characters wear way after Z and Super. And speaking of the Saiyan of a pompadour, I don't think I need to be the ones to tell you guys, but everyone has noticed it by now. He has a Saiyan tail. Now, obviously, you could say, well, maybe the Saiyan tail is unique to him as an NPC, but I heavily doubt it. I do believe that we'll actually get the option to put moving Saiyan tails on our characters. I do want to remind you guys that Saiyan tails do have physics in Dragon Ball The Breakers as well, and Saiyan tails basically borrow the same physics from Frieza tails in Xenoverse 2, so why they didn't even move in Xenoverse 2 was only because they were an accessory. That's it. And even then, I still think that's pretty messed up. They should have just given us moving tails in some form. But I do think something that's more important than Saiyan tails is the guy's hairstyle. I want to remind you, he's a Saiyan and his hairstyle is that, which means when he goes Super Saiyan, you and I can both imagine how crazy that looks. This does make me believe that they're finally going to stop doing the, your base form hair just turns golden thing, especially because we have to address the second elephant in the room, Dragon Ball The Breakers. Dragon Ball The Breakers has versions of Xenoverse hairstyles that actually do spike up when you go Super Saiyan. It'd be really weird if they didn't use that similar technology or just know-how to do how transformations are going to work in Xenoverse 3. And I'm going to have to go over this for the millionth time, but Dragon Ball The Breakers release date was going to be the original Xenoverse 3 release date. There's a lot that goes into it, so I'm not going to explain it again in this video. You're just going to have to take my word for it or watch one of my previous videos, because I explain this so much every video. But Dragon Ball The Breakers does have things that Xenoverse 3 would have. A good example is transforming Saiyan hairs, unique Saiyan hairstyles depending on what your base form hairstyle is. Even your Super Saiyan 2s and your Frieza would look different. And yes, even your Super Saiyan 4s. That makes it very interesting, because that would mean Xenoverse 3 has Super Saiyan 4, but I guess we're going to have to wait for the trailer where they reveal that, because they're not going to show that anytime soon. But that would imply Xenoverse 3 would have had Super Saiyan 4 at launch if they have that feature in Breakers. And since I'm geeking over Saiyans, I want to get this out of the way really quick. A lot of people are like, oh, they're only going to do Saiyans and humans for the next game because we didn't see anything else. Guys, they literally never show any race that isn't just a Saiyan in these first trailers. Go watch Xenoverse 1's reveal trailer, back when it was called Dragon Ball Z Project something else, right? Ace is the only custom character that shows up in that trailer, and he's a Saiyan. And even then, you can't even tell he's a Saiyan because he didn't go Super Saiyan in that trailer. Go watch Xenoverse 2's original reveal trailer, where the Kaku goes Super Saiyan 3 at the end and he does final Kamehameha. They really just don't show the other races until later, so please, 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 I beg you, be patient, alright? We will get the other races in the game, like Namekians and Friezas and Margins and way, way, way more, but I want to talk about that in a separate video because Dragon Ball has actually expanded on its races a lot since Dragon Ball Super's come out. Super's added so much to the races that it's actually giving me some pretty crazy ideas that I think actually will match up with Age 1000, so that's going to be saved for a separate video. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you want to see that video, because I'm going to go in depth on that. But for now, I just wanted to confirm, yes, the other races will still be there. Xenoverse literally never shows them in their first trailers. They've done it twice, so obviously this is the third time they're not going to do it again, alright? Another thing I wanted to mention was the hologram touchpad that basically Brett brings up during the trailer, where we see him basically customize and adjust some settings of his Great Saiyan suit before he activates it. I mentioned this in the partner customization video too, but I do believe that this game will have a two kind of outfit feature mode. There'll be one outfit for when you're kind of walking around the new version of West City. We know it's not Constant City now. The hub world is going to be like a super massive version of West City. I do believe it's called WCU, and I'm not sure what the U stands for, but it might be like West City United, or just something. It seems like it's an infinitely bigger version of West City that comes around from being far in the future, obviously. And with this, obviously, there's 2 modes in the game. There's one where you're kind of walking around, you're a regular person, you're undercover. We even see this later in the trailer where Bulma bumps into your character, John 1000, where you're in casual clothes, but then when it's time to go on a patrol, you're in your, superhero clothes, you're in your crime-fighting clothes. So I think there'll be 2 versions of outfits. You could probably just wear both in both parallel quests, and when you're running around the hub board, you could probably just wear whatever you want. But it is nice to see that they did actually put some sort of weird Peter Parker Spider-Man feature where sometimes you're in your casual and sometimes it's superhero time, I'm not going to overanalyze the things that come up during the pop-up when, Brett is messing around on the hologram, because I don't think that's supposed to be taken entirely seriously. One thing I will take seriously, though, is that when he is on this menu and he's messing with the settings, you can actually see that there's a color wheel, not like a bunch of different gradients, a wheel. So you can actually select the exact color you want. That I'll take seriously, but everything else is kind of like, yeah, you don't know if that's final. There are, for example, if you take it seriously, that means there's only an upper body and lower body for clothes customization, which can't be true because when Brett's doing the transformation, we see him change multiple articles of his clothing. He changes his hands, he changes his chest, he changes his legs, and he changes like his shoulder bits and his arm bits, right? So at least there's the same level of customization as Xenoverse, where you could change your shoes, your hands, your chest piece, and then obviously, your head accessory, your back accessory, etc. In fact, you know what? Just like Dragon Ball The Breakers, there'll be multiple accessories. That's one thing that we need to confirm for a fact, is Dragon Ball The Breakers is doing so much heavy lifting for the customization you can expect in Xenoverse 3, because why would they do all of that customization for Breakers if they're just gonna like destroy the game like after 2 years of it being out? Speaking of Breakers again, man, I can't wait to actually see how transformations look stacked on top of the crazy character customization we'll be able to pull off in this game. We already know we're getting new hairstyles, we're gonna have Saiyan tails, which means things that we didn't even get before that we've been begging for, we're finally gonna get. Maybe we're even gonna get earrings too, because you can actually see that the same Pompadour Saiyan guy is wearing earrings, and earrings are just kind of a really cool aesthetic in Dragon Ball. Yeah, for the most part, not that many characters wear them, but since Patara is, always been a popular earring accessory, you'd think you could at least equip it, right? Now, guess what? In Breakers, you can equip Patara. You can even do the Goku Black thing, where you can only equip one Patara if you want to, and not just have both of them on your ears, which I think is actually a really, really cool feature. I do hope, obviously, that Breakers' massive customization does come over to Xenoverse 3, because it deserves to have the accessories, it deserves to have the outfits that Breakers has, and it definitely 100% deserves to have the unique transformation designs, depending on how your base form looks. That is something everyone can agree with. I think this will even extend to the other races, because in Breakers there is no like Namekian and like Frieza and Margin and stuff like that, right? There's none of those in Breakers, but I do believe that we'll still be getting all the insane customization. But I mean, this game is made 10 years after Xenoverse 2. Xenoverse 2, as an example, was made a year and a half after Xenoverse 1. And that game's customization, even at launch, was better than Xenoverse 1's customization. Like, forget all the DLCs and all the extra outfits and all the colorable clothing from Festival of Universes, which, by the way, that's also going to show up in Xenoverse 3. So having fully customizable versions of original character outfits. Hell, if we get the colorable version of the Pride Trooper outfit off rip at the start of the game, people are already going to be doing the stupid, like, Toji fit, where they make a black top and then, like, white pants. You're going to see that for, like, the first full year of the game everywhere, and I think that's incredibly funny. But we're actually gonna have even crazier customization than Xenoverse 2, because again, if Xenoverse 2 blows Xenoverse 1 out of the water with only a year and a half of time, and that's not even development time, by the way, that's just the time between Xenoverse 1 releasing and Xenoverse 2 releasing. Meanwhile, this game has had 6 years minimum of development time and comes out 10 years after Xenoverse 2. Holy, they're gonna cook crazy with the customization. And again, just looking at some of the characters in the trailer should give you a very clear indication of how crazy characters are gonna just look potentially when the game comes out. Because again, Pompadour Saiyan, which is nuts. How is he gonna look when he turns Super Saiyan? We have a demon with like some Capsule Corp outfit that also looks great. She also has several accessories on her as well, but that might be a part of the outfit. It might not be an actual accessory feature. Brett also looks great. Even John 1000 in his casuals when Bulma crashes through his window also looks good. The characters just look really, really good in this game, and it gives me massive hope, obviously, for how the customization in Xenoverse 3 is gonna play out compared to the previous game. And I think that's a solid place to end the video. Man, there is so much in this trailer, even from Brett just running around the city. All of those little glimpses we see aren't just future teasers for things that they're going to show in future trailers. It's actually just features that we'll get in the game in general. Again, I want to remind you, Xenoverse 1 and 2 did do this, so the same thing's going to happen. I guarantee you the next gameplay trailer we get is going to be a gameplay trailer, and then the one after that will probably show the multiple races, more customization, etc, etc. The first gameplay trailer probably won't show Frieza's, Margins, Namekians, etc, but the next one after that most likely will, because again, the first trailers usually never show anything other than Saiyans. And that is the perfect place to end it. So yeah, I do love you all, and again, if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like in the video. Don't forget to subscribe, as it greatly supports the channel. Leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next, fellas, because there is so much to see. And that will be all. Do hope you all enjoyed. I love you all, and I'll see you all next time, gang. Take care and peace. Bye bye.